Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Uh-huh. Yeah. It froze up the first time. So we getting in there. I'm waiting on James.
He hit you up yet?
No.
What's been
Uh,
happening with
man, I'm chilling. What's up with it?
you? Yeah, the stereo world ain't nothing happening this way.
Mm, yeah,
You know how it is.
yeah. Yeah, hold on.
Shit, I still never figured out how to fix it where I see everything, but um,
Hey,
did you figure out how to put it on all the pages?
yeah, I put the first one on your page.
Oh, it was working?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did Elton. I added put Elton there, but he said he'll try to make
All right.
it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you ain't friends with Luke.
Yeah. Uh,
He probably can't talk.
hmm Luke don't really respond to me. He'll respond to you because I've hit Luke up before. Uh, he don't respond. So he'd probably respond better to you. So
Man, that
we'll see.
them video
Now we
that
live. Now we
uh
live right now.
those
We on there
photos.
right now.
All we're gonna say is that situation was wild, wasn't
Yeah, it was, man.
it? You
Yeah, it
don't know
was,
whether to
bro.
be sad about it or I laugh about it, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I don't. It's a sad situation. Let me see some. Okay.
Inbox Jay and see is he tied up?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I got it. Let me see. Yeah, James connected.
Okay.
Mm.
Because we have two totally different opinions on that situation.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, we just trying to wait till everybody get in, man. We did we getting started. So we our topic tonight is should the man pay everything? Should it be 50-50? Or uh should the woman help the man when the chips go down? Um, as time have evolved, there's a debate on men paying for everything. And in society, we're taught, as men, that's what we should do is provide for our families. And right now, they have some people that don't agree with that. Some people are looking at the reality of, going doing 50-50. And some people, some women, what's up, man? What's up, Jane?
What's
What's
going
happening
on?
with
Man,
Chilling.
chilling. Yeah, we had to get some things jumped on. And hold on, let me see something. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got old Luke coming on in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we waiting for everybody to come on in here.
Make sure it's
And
visible on his page as well.
yeah, okay.
I was trying to join by phone, but
Yeah.
I don't know, it didn't work that way for me.
But that's how I always join. I don't be on my
Yeah.
laptop.
Yeah.
Saying the host has another meeting in progress. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine
let
said
me
that too.
yeah, I'm
Mine said that too. I just got out of it and I
yeah.
touched the link again and it took me back to it.
Yeah, the one that's at the bottom is the one that I just sent is the one that
So join it by phone if you
we
think that's gonna give you a better reception.
yeah. Luke, could you hear us?
I don't even see Luke.
Luke right here, Johnson's iPhone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this
I don't
Johnson,
see
this
him.
Luke.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
fix
he
mine
don't he not he
where I
don't
can
have the
see
camera
everybody.
on. Could
Oh,
you
okay.
can't see everybody? You should be able
Nah,
to.
mine only go when somebody speaks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I gotta get in them settings. I'm gonna play with that today. Well, when we
Okay.
get off the phone, me and James will iron that out, us, whatever, we'll
Okay.
tackle that. So
Yeah,
the
I got
next
to do
one,
the sharing on the sharing part because I had the link, but when I clicked it just the Zoom. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. We're gonna go
right.
ahead and as people get on, we're gonna keep at it. We're gonna iron it out as time go on.
But you were
It's
saying
all
we were taught from the forefathers, uh,
yeah from
our
our
fathers, our
parents. Yeah,
grandfathers, and television that we supposed to get out there and be the only ones doing all the humping.
right. It's men, but I wouldn't. We wasn't taught that on television. That just was
No,
taught
they
just
did that
as
on
still.
television too. If you think about Father Knows Best and
Yeah,
back in the day, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That the
Hmm.
man comes home, she has a what was it, sweet potato pie or whatever, the
Yeah,
apple pie back then.
yeah.
Fixed for him to take care of the kids when they get home from school. Father put his hat on the hat rack and go in the living room, and all that stuff. Sit at the
Right,
dining
right,
room
right,
table, wash his hands, and sit at the dining room table,
right,
get his dinner served.
right.
So yeah, when you look at it like that, and it was a preacher back in the day,
Hmm.
um, the Lawsons,
Yeah,
and a lot of people always talked about how uh, his wife catered to him.
right,
Um, he comes home, do his shower. He has his
right.
slippers on. She got the
Hmm.
dinner fixed for him, his plate, everything. She set it down for him. So he eats. She was just there every beck and
Right,
call. Another glass of tea, she's right there. You know what I'm saying? Same way Big Mama was for Big Daddy.
right,
But like I say, we talking 50s and 60s
right,
love affair. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So um yeah, like I said, I'm not against it if your household is functioning fine, great.
Right.
Um, you guys have everything. The bills are being met with that one man's income going out,
Hmm.
doing what he do to provide. I don't see that being a problem.
Right.
But um, if a situation hits where, let's just say you want more.
Right.
Let's just say he makes $80,000 a year, pulling in what 3,000 or so a month.
Right.
I
That's
mean,
average. What
3,000 or
average?
3,000 or some, 3,000
Hmm.
some every 2 weeks, I'm gonna say.
Right.
So
Hmm.
6,000 a month. Uh, and your bills are monthly or tapping out a little over 4,000, close to 5.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a problem where either you're gonna have to cut costs, cut back on what you're spending, or she's gonna have to get out there and work if you're not gonna get a promotion or get a second job.
Right.
You want to at least have 2 times over what your bills is worth,
Mm-hmm.
what you pay out in bills at the end of the month.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If
Mhm.
you meeting that the same amount, maxing out, are you 500 short of that max, 1,000 short of that max, something wrong.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Right.
Here's the issue: the median income of a black household is
Mhm.
$44,000 a year.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's the median income of a black household. So that is with one or both people working.
40,000
44,000.
total. So we're gonna say 50,000 and 2 people working.
Yes.
They're part-time.
Oh, that's full time.
Mhm.
Okay, you talking like less than $10, right at $10 an hour.
Rounded amount, I guess. Yeah, somewhere
Okay.
along and so along
But
those
that's
lines.
the statistic says that.
Correct. Statistics state that.
Okay.
So, how can one person work if you take half of that? How
Right.
can you raise a family off of? We're going to use $50,000 as the marker.
Right.
Mhm.
$25,000 a year.
Mhm.
How can you raise if one person
You
is
can't
working?
do it.
Right.
But
It's hard to live off of 50 grand a year with one person, based on how today's economy is.
economy, right?
So, back in the day, when you could purchase a home for $10,000, or you can purchase a car for 10,000 or 5,000,
15.
whatever it was,
Yeah.
then you could support your household on that.
Mm-hmm.
But today's houses, 300,000. We'll just say $300,000.
Mhm. If
Right.
you're gonna live in something nice,
Right.
right?
If you want to live in something decent, that ain't even nice these
Decent.
days.
Yeah.
That's decent.
Decent. Yeah.
Right. Especially
Yeah.
in Dallas.
And in Dallas, yeah, in Dallas is about 250,000. Just a decent home.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
apartments, if you want to talk about apartments, $1,500 for a 1 bedroom.
Well, 1 bedroom. That's right.
So
That's right.
you can imagine if you have kids and you need a 2 or 3 bedroom.
Right.
So you're talking about $2,500.
That's right.
So how can, unless you are a high valued male, how can a person support his family with those type of numbers? How
Right.
can you just one person support that and you both live and not just eat beans and rice every other day?
Right. Right.
But
So
you
it's
have
going.
that male though that was raised up like that, be it raised up, be it religion, that firmly believes that the male's supposed to take care of everything.
No,
And
no.
he will go out there and get 3 and 4 jobs
That's I don't
to
agree
make
with
that
that.
happen.
I don't agree with that,
But
because if
he
you
do it.
look at it, these days, number one, men aren't trying to work like that. You got men that want to live off the woman. That's number
Oh yeah,
one.
especially the new breed.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have
Them
men that want to
30s
live
and under.
off of women.
Mhm.
So the likelihood of a dude going out and get 2 or 3 jobs to support his family,
Mhm.
I don't see the likelihood of that.
Right. Right.
Now,
Right.
the man, now he wants to be the head of the household. He wants to run everything, but he doesn't want to do what is necessary to run everything.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
then
That's
you
right.
have women, you have women that say you you can't tell me to stay at home. I'm not gonna stay at home. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna do what I want to do because I'm bringing in my own bag. I'm
Right.
independent.
Mm-hmm.
Part of this, but you're not gonna run this.
Right. Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
That's right.
And
so
Mm-hmm.
when they
tradition, yeah, go ahead.
making their own money, uh that's the first thing that they want to say, because they were trained to be able to say that. Now
Right.
they
Right.
it falls like we were saying on the last conversation about the submitting and the committing.
Mm-hmm.
Once they doing their own or making their own, that's when it falls to, you can't tell me, what to do. Back in the day, our grandparents and some of our mothers and fathers, they didn't have that issue because everything was based on respect. You had one or two I'm gonna say out of a 20 family household, maybe 3 to 4, you'll find a woman talking back or talking ill to a man. That
Well,
it's not like that anymore. And independence made the woman start speaking out like that.
well,
Mm-hmm.
here it is. I don't think it was based on respect. I think it was based on need because a
Right.
woman
Right.
didn't have the earning potential that she has now. They didn't have the
Mm-hmm.
ability to go out and obtain an education or have the opportunities and entrepreneurship that women have these days.
Right.
So
Right.
it's not that they respected this person, it's that they needed this person.
Mm-hmm.
So the male could have whatever power or whatever
Control.
fake respect or control over the household or over this particular woman. That's why back in the day, guys could cheat and beat and do everything else, and that woman still stayed in the household, waking up with black eyes and no teeth because they
Mm-hmm.
had to stay there because they did not have the opportunities that women have today in order to
Right.
control their own destiny.
So
Mm-hmm.
with that being the factor, do you agree with the talking back, the disrespect? Uh, you
Well,
agree
I
with that?
mean, you know, talking back and disrespect comes for kids. When you are two adults, then you have equal say in what it is that you want to do. Now, the head of the household, the final decision should come from the man,
Right.
biblically.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay, so your thing is, if both people grown, it's not a level of respect. They should say, do, and act either way they want to act with each other.
no, I'm not saying that you should have respect for each other and have respect for each other's conversation or for each other's input.
Okay.
So, so
I
if
mean,
if
no, the
I was
bottom
married,
line. Hmm.
if I was married and I say that, hey, we should purchase this car, and then my wife comes back and says, well, based on our budget, we should probably get this car. I'm not gonna. That's I don't look at that as talking back.
No,
Or
no, 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 no. That's not right there. That's respect. The talking back is, no, we ain't getting that because I don't want that.
well, I mean, that's voicing her. That's
It's
voicing.
a that it's a way to voice your
That's
it's
voicing her opinion, but not in a respectful way.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the key thing is respect. So
Okay.
Right.
but when they have, I guess, the bag, as they say, I feel like they're able to support themselves with or without you. That's when I feel like the tongue may get a little slick with the younger generation. But you have to, I feel like respect and all that has to be generated at the door. So if uh, success come on one side or the other side, you guys are still respected and treating each other as an equal. But a lot of
Right.
cases with the women today, they're coming in the relationship independent, raising 2, 3 kids on their own, making their own money, uh, paying for their own mortgage, driving their nice cars. And that's gonna be a problem, which is probably why a lot of women in their late 30s and 40s are single.
Well, when you walk through the door, you know exactly what you're getting. You already know what you're getting. So if you're starting out dating her, then she's already gonna have whatever attitude or whatever it is that you see. So it's up to you whether you want to accept that or not. And then
Right. Right. Right.
she can see that, all right, he earns less than I do. So you she's going to accept that or not. So
But many career women
there
probably
should
wouldn't
already be
accept.
an understanding. There should already be an understanding when you decide to say, this is what we're going to do.
Right. 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 Right.
Cause see,
Right.
I have my brother right now. He got this female friend of his that he likes a whole lot, but her thing is, I think she's deep in her career. 17 years in her career, nice vehicle, nice car, no children in the house. I think he says she has a daughter that's grown, and he liked her a lot. But when they was hanging out, he noticed little slick stuff she says, bragging on her independence and her accomplishments, kind of belittling him a little bit. And though she still showed him love and respect in their conversation, he could hear that it may could go too far to the left where he didn't want it to go. And so he decided to get out the relationship, like you said, from the jump. He kind of bagged away because he figured it's going to be a problem down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and in that, last time we had a talk regarding having a conversation or communication. So that's where communication comes in. And
he should have broke it down when he heard that. He should have said something.
Pointed it out. Look, some people, men, are afraid to express that, look, that bothers me or that hurts me. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you saying, hey, that bothers me or that makes me feel a certain way.
Because now you're not gonna tell nobody that you dating that they hurt you.
Well, I mean, saying that it bothers you. Well, because if you're looking, how can you go farther than just dating if you don't express your emotions or your feelings? You can't always run around shying away from what you feel.
Yeah, that's what we were taught to do.
Right.
Because we feel like, and you too. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying, but you feel this way too. If we don't need you, if you say something slick or something we don't like, it's no problem to moving away, because we were taught there's more fish in the sea. There's more out there. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and I
but
guess
should we have that attitude? But we should have that attitude all the time that is more fish in the sea, or
not
should
all
we?
The time.
Let me add this.
Go ahead.
I know, just being because we got sisters in the Nation of Islam, and that are professionals, that are doctors, that are lawyers, and I know this is. I'm saying this because this is public. That Minister Farrakhan said. He said that when you consider selecting a mate, if that woman, see on my side, if that woman wants to follow me and say want to marry me, because in our world we don't do dating, we go into courtship to see are we a good fit for marriage. So we court one another to bring evidence of, hey, am I fit to take care of this woman? Dating? No, it's not, because the process is different. So and I explain it. But if I'm myself
Mm-hmm.
marrying one interested in a sister, and she's a doctor or lawyer, and it gotta be clear from the offset that if she's gonna give up her career to follow me, that gotta be understood. Because if you dealing with a woman on the offset that don't want to leave her career, and she's making more money than you, sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes that can be an issue if she has this certain lifestyle and you can't supply that lifestyle. She may
Okay.
grew up in a home. She may grew up in a home with a mother and father, and her father took care of her, and she's adapted to a certain lifestyle. That got to be understood.
But my
If
problem with
you
that,
can't, if you can't give that woman that certain lifestyle that her father gave her, that
mhm.
can be a potential problem as well.
The only problem that I
Because
have with what you said though is she have to quit what she's doing to follow you. That's what y'all teach.
no, we don't teach that. I'm saying, if me personally, I have a sister I'm interested in.
Hmm.
In the Nation of Islam, we're taught that men are the maintainers of women. Not that we don't want our women to work, but some of that. How can I say this? We're taught to maintain our families as men, and being taught to maintain our families as men, we got to put ourselves in a position to whereas we are the head of the household.
Okay, question
Now,
from what you're saying. Question from what you're
now let,
saying.
let, let me let me finish
Go
my
ahead,
point.
because I got
All right,
a
all right,
question on that.
okay. We're taught that we're maintainers of men. I mean, maintainers of women.
Hmm.
We have to qualify ourselves. Now, this world, in the way Papa and them grew up and how we growing up, is two different realities. That's something that we got to understand. And you may meet a woman that want a man to take care of her. And if you meet a woman like that, there's got to be a discussion and decisions made. Are you able to take care of that woman? Because some women want to be taken care of by a man, and some women don't mind going 50-50. Some women look at going 50-50 as you being weak. You a roommate, because we're going 50-50. But a real man take care of his family. That means he take care of everything from her to the children.
Okay.
So you got to understand the type of woman you're going to deal with from the offset. So like you were saying, you won't have the slick talk. You won't have the friction, because you've had a discussion with this woman. This is
But
your expectations and my expectations. And I
okay,
got
the
to make a
question I have,
decision. Am I willing to take care of her and her children,
the
or
question I
whatever
have,
situation it is?
are you able to do it? The question that I have with how you guys, how you say y'all do think, and this is my first time kind of hearing this. So you
Yeah,
mean if she making, we'll say $110,000 a year,
right.
you pushing 60 grand a year.
Hmm.
If you guys just goes into your courtship and
Right.
decides to be together, being that you supposed to be the man uh
Hmm.
of the relationship, the head of
Right.
the relationship, she's
Right.
supposed to turn her 105, 110, whatever $1,000 job down and follow you, drop to $60,000 a year
No.
income to
No.
follow you. She's
No.
supposed to, that's y'all form of submission.
No. That's
Y'all
not our
can't come
form of submission.
together and take your 60 and her 110 and make 170 a year and be happily ever after? Or do you have to make more than her for her to follow you, is what you're taught?
Well, that's where the discussion come in, because I may meet a sisters and say, "Hey, you, that I made 60, she made 120. And she like, brother, you know, you make 60,000, I make 120,000. Some may have it to where they look at you as the head of household, and you as
At
the
60,000?
individual at 60,000. Listen
Okay.
to what I'm saying.
Hmm.
At 60,000, they may look at you and say, "Hey, this is the head of house. You the head of household. It's your responsibility to take care of this household." Now, if she's obligated to take care of the household with you, then that's a question in the discussion that you're gonna have to have with her. Now, you may have a sister say, "Look, I understand that I make more money than you, so we're gonna sit down. We're gonna piece this together to where we're gonna work for the benefit of us both, or I'm gonna help you as my husband to get to the level. Say I'm a businessman or striving to put something together, and as an individual, she may want to invest in me to get to where I need to be to take care of the family and support me. Because you sometimes you looking at a situation where women have to go out and work, and that's just the reality in this world that women go out and work. But I know some brothers that take care of their sisters. They
Right.
go have one or two jobs. They take care of the family. Period. I know brothers personally that do this. They take care of their wives. They take care of their children. They got a business. They go to work. They take care of their families.
Okay. Now
They
you
don't. They don't
said
have no issue. They don't have no
you and I
issue.
argued a while ago.
Yeah.
You said that the man's supposed to take his money and pay all the bills in the house, take care of the children, and do everything. And if the woman works, she's supposed to take her money and do whatever she wants to do with it.
Shit,
Whether it's
that's her
nails
choice.
every week, whether it's
That's
Chanel
her
purse,
choice.
whether it's
That's her choice.
lashes, weave. She do
That's her
whatever she
choice.
want with her money, but you supposed to spend every dime that you have taking care of that family.
But as a man, but as a man,
Under what law
that's
is that as a man?
that is natural law
Is it
as you
okay?
as the
So
maintainer.
pull that up right
That's
quick. You
that
love
don't
that
have nothing
word.
to
You
do.
love that word, natural
Go
law.
go
Pull
go ahead.
natural law
Go
up.
ahead.
Pull it up.
Well, James,
And
what's your
share
input?
Okay,
What's your
share
so
input
the
on it?
screen.
all right,
Share
so
the screen.
we can look at this two different ways. All right, so
Yeah.
they have this thing called proportionate earning, right?
Okay.
So if the woman makes more than the man, then they can put in a certain amount
Right.
Mhm.
each to ensure that the household is maintained.
Now, what did you
Right.
call that? What's that called?
I want to say it's called proportionate
Okay.
spending or something like that.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
Brizzle. Now, Brizzle.
Yeah.
Hold up,
Yeah.
James. We're gonna get back to your point, Brizzle.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was preaching to you. What he's saying. That's how my folks did it. That's how my
Mm-hmm.
parents did it.
Yeah.
They looked at what each other made. Both of them, good job. One at the mill, one was at Angus Chemicals, which is now, I forgot. It's Angus Chemicals now, it was IMC something back then.
Yeah.
Um,
Back then. Yeah.
and they took their money. Every time they got paid, X amount went into an account, which is the
Right.
bill account, the house fund, whatever they called it. But let's just say he made $1,200 a week because he was
Mm-hmm.
high up, millwright, whatever at the mill.
Right.
Okay, so out of his 1,200, maybe 7 of it went towards the bills. And let's
Right.
just say she made 800 a week or 900 a
Mhm.
week at Angus Chemicals. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? 900 a week. So out of her 900, maybe 4 went into that account. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Well, she still had 500 to do whatever she wanted to do with. He still had X amount to do whatever he wanted to do with. And our
Right.
bills got met. We went on vacations. We went on trips.
Right.
And the bills never was messed up. Both of them had 800 credit scores. And you
Uh-huh.
know, and we were like out of the maybe 30 people on the block, we were
Mhm.
top 3 as, you know, wealthy on the block on
Right.
depending on according to how they portion the money. And I have
Mhm.
a female friend of mine that's like a sister. I'm gonna say a sister, that's
Okay.
going through a situation now where she makes more than the husband, and the
Mhm.
husband brags or uses that as an excuse. Well, you make more than me, and she's putting all of the majority of the bills, and he wants to take his money and go, F off.
Yeah.
I'll pay the car note, I'll pay the electric, but with the rest of my money, I'm doing this with, because
Right.
he's used to her paying majority of the bill.
Right.
She's tired of that now, and she's looking at, well, this is my husband, and he's not even trying to get another job. You know what I'm
See, but
saying?
that's the thing. But that's the thing right there is that natural. You're the natural head of the household as a man. Why would you even in your mind let your woman? Okay, she make fine. She make more than you. But why in your mind you would sit back and let your woman take care of the bills and you do some other BS? What
I
type of
mean, like I say,
mindset is that?
that's
Because
his
listen,
mindset.
listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. I've been around men
Mm-hmm.
that took care of their families. They wives work, but when they got their check, they helped their husband pay the bills. They helped their husband pay the bills in a way to whereas when they came home, brought the money in, he gave his wife the money to pay the bills.
No.
But the dynamic that I had and dealt with that I seen that was common in all these men is they had businesses. They had a job and they had businesses, or they had a business that was making substantial amount to take care of their family.
Right.
Now, that's what I saw coming up. Is
Mm-hmm.
that I saw uh as far as an adult. That's why I'd say as individuals, as men,
Mm-hmm.
we have to find we have to find a way to take care and support our families. Now, the reality is a lot of us not businessmen, a lot of us don't have business. A lot of us just the average. Let's say black male is the average he makes is what, 40 some thousand a year.
Yeah, they
The
say,
black
yeah.
woman, she make about 36,000 a year. I get that. So that's where the decision and the discussion need to be of, hey, are we gonna go do this 50-50? Are you gonna look at me as your roommate, or you gonna
Okay.
say, hey, baby, I love you enough to whereas I'm gonna support you in taking care of the bills? Because I've seen people that do the 50-50 and they happy. But
Right.
I've met some
Here's a
women that you gotta take care, you as the man, you finna take care of this
Now,
business.
me
Yeah.
personally, I I prefer mine to stay at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if if they working, all I'm saying is if they get out there and work, they should contribute to the household. Ain't no woman that I'm married to, that I'm living with, whatever,
Mm-hmm. But you
gonna
raising
go
your
out there.
children.
That's gonna
She's
go
raising
out
your
there.
children.
And now, if like I say, no, that we not only
Yeah.
raising children. We saying if
Yeah.
she's gonna get out there and work. Let's just
Okay.
say she said, I can't stay in this house. This house killing me. I got to get
Right.
out. If she
Okay.
got to get out there and work, when she come home from that check being made, a portion of that going towards the bill. She's not going to be getting nails done every week, hanging with her friend girls, buying some nail purses, getting the latest Remy weave. She's not going to be doing all that. Your money is good that you making is going to help toward this household. I'm not going to be spending every dime. Well, I only got 300 left out of the whole month because I'm paying all bills and you got 1,500 and you finna go to Vegas with your friend girls for the weekend. And
Right.
that's not how that works. If she able to get out there and work, her money goes toward the house. Now, if she's at home, take care of the kids, the food's cooked when I get here, the house is clean, that's different.
Right.
I've done that, especially if they're expecting or
Yeah.
are unable to
Okay.
work at that time due to different circumstances. If I had to be like a Jamaican and get 5 jobs, I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
But as
Yeah.
long as she's
I've
in
seen
an
you do it.
able body, exactly.
Yeah.
But if she's an able body and say she can't be in the house, she want to get out there and work, she's not gonna be out there junking that money up on alcohol, drug, weed, uh, hoochie mama clothes every time a grand opening of a club. No, 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 no. When you
Right.
make that money, a portion of that goes toward the house.
Right.
And so,
Okay.
But
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
definition, Jay. But his definition, Jay, is when her money, if she works, she's supposed to do what she want with it, and it's at her discretion if she want to help. That's his mindset.
you know,
That's his mindset. And I'm
so
like, no,
I'm,
that's
I'm,
not
I'm
how
like
that works.
this. I'm like this. Whatever works for your household works for your household.
Right.
I do
Right.
not
Right.
want a woman that does
Mhm.
not work. It doesn't
Right.
work for me. That's not what I
Right.
want.
Right.
So now I'll say, I cover the house note. You
Mhm.
can cover the household bills.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah,
I cover the house note and the
in the
cars.
car,
Got to
right?
switch headphones. Go ahead.
I cover
House
the
note,
house note and the
the
cars.
car, and she do the insurances, the electric, the
And right.
water,
So
the television, the
so
Wi-Fi.
that doesn't equate to
That's
50-50. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
But that contributes to that's more of man of the house
Right.
because you take
So
care of the
and
main. Yeah, now I'm
right.
with that. I'm
So
with that
now
Right.
all day.
I have a family member where the way that they do it is he takes care of the mortgage and his car note and the insurance. She takes care of her car note and any entertainment expenses that they have. So
Mhm.
going on trips, going out to eat, those type of things.
Okay, that ain't bad.
Mhm.
So
Right.
it's really whatever works for your household. Now,
Right.
what 44% of all blacks have a high school diploma or less.
Right.
Mhm.
So again,
That's gonna drop drastically when you look at the new statistics of the 30 and under. When was
Right.
that
Right.
statistic done? That had to been
that
10
was
or 15
actually
years ago.
that was actually 2020. So
Mhm.
we're talking about
Interesting.
2 years ago.
Interesting.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
when
Man,
we
I mean,
look
yeah. Yeah.
so when we look at that, then that 44%, there are going to be a few that's doing something different that have their business and flourishing, but that's not what we're discussing. We're not discussing those people right now. We're discussing
Yeah.
the ones
Yeah.
that had the $44,000 for the entire household, right?
Right.
So there are certain things that you're going to not have to do. You're going to have to not live beyond your means.
Right.
So,
But a lot of us fall victim to that. A lot of us live above our means.
but see that's the issue. That's the
Yeah.
issue. If you look at what you're making and what your input is and what your output is, then you have to be realistic on the things that you can afford and what things that you can do.
Right.
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 So, I
But
had someone that I couldn't bring her a Michael Kors bag or a Coach bag. She wouldn't carry that. She wouldn't carry that. That was too low on the scale for her. So
low,
too low. Yeah, she would not carry those. Those were below her standards.
you should have been out of
So
that like 45 going north. You should have jumped out of that.
so her bags had to be $500 or more. That's just the carrying. That's $500 is just the everyday bag. So if you have to know what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
you said,
Exactly.
So you go up there,
know what
with
you're
a
trying to
Dooney and
afford. So you
Burke.
have to have these conversations up front.
You
Look,
go up
babe,
there with
right.
a Dooney and Burke from Dillard's. You finna get that thrown at you.
Nah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's going back.
That's low. That's low end.
Yeah,
Anybody can get that. Any
no
woman
Dooney,
can get a
couldn't come
Dooney and
home with no
Burke.
Dooney and
Who
Burke.
do? Dooney and Burke. That's back in the 80s.
Yeah, I can't come home with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Y'all go right ahead.
that's where the conversation of being the head of the household comes in, because that has to be discussed up front. So
But you
it'll
say
save you a lot of heartache.
you actually run into women that tells you that's using that job to be with me. If you can't pay all my bills, I don't want you. You actually hear that
Yes,
in
sir. Yes,
today.
sir.
You know what?
Yeah.
A
I ain't
Mhm.
lot,
never heard that.
some
It's
of
some it's women out there like that want the man to be the man and take care of that household.
No, you
It's
saying
some women
no,
out there
these
like that.
days
I
that's
don't agree
not
with that
called being a
statement.
man. That's called be the
Okay.
fool. That ain't being the man.
They don't want the man to be a
Be
man
the man.
and take care of the household. They just want you to be the person that pays for everything.
The fool.
And I've been told, look, I'm like, yeah, I'm spending this and I'm spending that, and they like, when
Well,
you get
we
set to,
talking about a husband and wife situation. We're not talking about a boyfriend and girlfriend. We talking
yeah,
about a
they,
husband
No,
you
and
know
wife
husband
what,
and
situation.
wife turns
they
into that
all in
too.
one
Yeah.
today because a lot of
Yeah.
people are choosing not to get married and just stay together.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Right.
marriage
For
isn't even a thing
financial
these
reasons.
days.
For financial reasons.
Not even for financial reasons.
It's a business.
Just
It's a
because they don't want to
business.
get married, they don't want to make that ultimate commitment.
Right.
So I mean, that's a whole nother subject. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's that is
so
What, James? Why do you think they don't want to get married, Jay? Why do you think, especially young people? I think a lot of the young people they choosing to opt out just to live together, and you really don't have. You really okay? You got a baby. I got a baby with this woman. I'm not married to her. I just got a baby with this woman. Something happened to me. That baby don't. Okay, she may choose to say, "Baby, he can have your name," but you're producing legacy with a family. And marriage, that institution ties you, and it's a lot. Don't you feel there's a lot of advantages with being married? Do you feel it's a lot of advantage?
um well,
and he knows.
Or
When
they
you
just
see
don't want the
with a
responsibility?
marriage
Or they just don't want the
I
responsibility?
don't think they want the commitment, but what marriage represents.
Right.
The total and full commitment is what
But
they
you
I think they're
and when
running from.
you say that being that you on a platform, you have to break that down.
So
You have to break that down. What you mean the
so
full
I mean, so the exact vows that are stated when you get married, for rich and
Right.
poor, sickness and health, death do us part,
better off
Right.
for worse.
better or for worse. They don't
They don't
want
want
that
that
type.
full.
They don't want.
They just want it to be. They want the better,
They want the
the
better,
richer.
the richer, the as long as you're
Up.
as long as
Help.
you're okay to
Right.
help me, then we're fine. If not,
But when the storm
the-
comes,
yeah, this vagina's gonna go somewhere else.
and
Right.
see, and
Right.
that's and like I say, and we love the
Right.
music, but that's basically being that I'm the DJ. Every time we say something, I feel like I need to input the song version. But that's what "Can You Stand the Rain" was about.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's not
Right.
gonna be, that in that song, it was all about when it's rosy, they love him to death. But when it get hard, can you stand that rain?
Right.
That's what that was about.
Right.
And he's saying that they don't want the 100% what they're standing up at that altar agreeing to
Mm-hmm.
when they taking that vow. They just want the upside. They don't want to deal with the downside. So they say, I tell you what, we're not gonna get married, we're gonna shack and we'll meet bills and we'll do what we do. But when it's time for if he say, well, no, you can't do this, it ain't no ring on this finger. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a ring. You ain't even until you put a ring on it, but she not looking for that ring. That's just a cop out to do what she want to do, to hang with the friends, to wear what she want to wear, to do what she want for that moment. Until I get a ring on this, do you see a ring on this?
Right. Right.
And then he can't say nothing because it's not a ring on there. And then all the crap that he probably went through with her leading up to that, he not trying to put no ring on it either.
But that's why it's so important to know what you're getting up front. You got to know does this because I've made mistakes dealing with women that because I'm more of a commitment type brother, and I want to have marriage, I want to have family, I want to have responsibility, me, but I haven't came across. Not saying that they're not out there, a woman that has the same or want to reciprocate the same. It's a game,
It's
you
more of
know,
an agenda.
because once you in a marriage, you just can't back out of things when it get hard. Marriage
Hmm.
itself is difficult, but you can't back out of things. And I think a lot of times, a lot of us we just too afraid to commit when because that's what marriage forces you to do is really look at yourself. We gotta uh, uh, become unselfish. We gotta compromise.
Hmm.
So I feel that I'm a lose myself because I'm compromising with this individual. That's why it's so important to have that communication up front
But that goes
of
back
what
to
you
what
expect.
you and I was talking about the other day. You was trying to
Mhm.
tell me that you can fall in love and you'll know if you want to marry somebody within 3 months. And I disagreed.
No, 6.
6 months. And I
Yeah.
disagreed. I mean, um, that communication may not be there. See, I'm not. I'm a person who have a wall built up from all my
Mhm.
past, just family life, including relationships. So I have a wall. I don't reveal nothing. If they get a name other than DJ Black within the first 3 months, that's a if they didn't already know me, all they gonna know is DJ Black. They gonna automatically figure my last name Black, and I just put a DJ in front of it. They don't know
Right.
my real name. It's
Well,
people who it's people who met me anytime I'm gonna say after 95 that
right.
only knows DJ Black. I
Right.
don't know his real name. They don't know my parents. They don't know nothing. All they know is
Right.
the guy with the hat to the back, that DJ guy, Black. If they didn't
But
go to
if
school
if
with me,
if you're if you're looking to get into a serious relationship, then you have to open yourself up.
Right.
and
You
that was
have
my
to,
problem.
and so
Yeah.
I'm gonna take me and my last marriage. I did not reveal some things to my person, which later was found out, and it caused an issue. So I omitted some stuff that, in my mind, wasn't really that major, but in their mind, it was.
Yeah, they want you to be an open book coming into the
Right.
relationship. And
But
that's not me. And many of them walked away from me saying that you got this wall built up. You're not gonna open up. And they wanted somebody to open up. And I never, that just wasn't me. Because
Right.
you get judged, you get this and that. And I'm like, I just rather get to know you before you get
Mhm.
to know me. I need to 2 or 3 times know you before you get to know me that one time. And and
But the
and and
common
it didn't work.
thing,
They walked
but
out. And
but the common thing that you're looking at that James mentioned is that you dealing with individuals you want to marry. If say if I want to marry this woman, I can't. I'm not me personally. I'm not gonna sit 2 and 3 years engaged with a woman. I see a woman that I love, care about. A lot of times people can't hold themselves in 6 months. Now you can have that wall up all you want to. That means that to me, that
mhm.
means you really not walking in a commitment with this person. But if I want to be committed to this person, I have to open myself up
No,
to
but the way
because
James and I
I'm
see it,
married.
the way James and
I'm
I
not
see
gonna
it,
be two. I'm not gonna be 2 and 3 years though.
the way James
Engaged
and I
to
see
to
it,
a, to a, to a
if
woman.
if it's not something that's gonna affect the immediate relationship, what difference does it make? What difference does it make if I worked at CenturyLink? What for 5 years? What difference does it make if I worked at Chase? That's not important. It's what I'm doing now. So that's not something that I care to discuss with somebody I'm just meeting. Oh yeah, 5 years
We're
ago I
not
was at
talking.
this place.
We're not talking about just me. We talking about I'm meeting this person. Man, I'm gonna hold a wall up for 6 months.
Oh yeah, that
I'm
ain't
not
none of
gonna.
your
I'm not.
business.
I'm gonna
That's
know
not
you.
none of
I'm
your
gonna know
stuff.
you.
That's not
Wait a
stuff. That's
second.
not your
I'm gonna know
business.
you. I'm gonna know you. Her name is
Hmm.
um
Miranda.
uh Morena. That's not her
Hmm.
real name. So I'm interested in this person. All I know, her name may be Kim, but she call herself Morena. You coming in the situation
Hmm.
with deception. You're not coming honest. You're not coming with yourself. That 6 months later, I'm still you this person, and I don't know nothing about you. That means Morena Kim don't want to be married. Kim don't want a relationship because me personally, I'm gonna tell you up front. This is what
Okay.
I want for myself, and I let her know, hey, if this is not something you want to do, but doing this guesswork of she giving me this name, got this wall up. I understand what you're saying, but my objective is to have a family, be married. This is not
Right.
for me. It ain't about no dating for me. It's
Okay.
about getting to know this individual, and I want to have a family, and it's a family structure for me
Okay.
because that's what I want for myself.
Being that I'm strict,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm not a person that take love and relationships lightly.
yeah.
You have to work for me. And so if she jumps in the relationship and we in a conversation, and when she say, can I speak to uh black such and such on the phone, if that what she called me, that's what she gonna get. Now as we keep on going and she get close enough to be at the house and she see the mail and she see my real name,
Hmm.
that's something I'm not
Okay,
gonna just
that's fair.
volunteer.
That's fair. That's
Yeah, I
fair.
don't just
That's fair.
volunteer. Oh, okay, hey,
That's
don't
fair.
call me black. You call me
That's fair.
Richard Wilson. No, I'm
Right.
gonna steady be black until she decides it, and then she'll be like, and when we tell our jokes, but this with my current relationship. The
Right.
wife didn't know nothing. It was
Until
three,
I called your name
three,
one
four
day.
months until you walked up
Yeah.
there running your mouth. And
That
she
ain't.
looked, she looked
I thought she
like
knew.
she looked,
Jay.
they
Jay.
be like, okay, what do the
Jay.
D,
I thought she knew.
what do the D stands for? And it
I thought she
and
knew.
they think Dominique. You know what I'm
I
saying?
thought she knew, bro.
You know,
You know,
Yeah.
Dominique Gerard Black,
see, that's all
Yeah.
good.
DJ
That's all good and
Dominique
dandy,
Gerard
and
Black.
that may work. That may work for some, but
Yeah.
I do want to be open to a certain extent based on how I view now this woman. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Black, Wayne, DJ, whatever, however you want to, however you want to go by. So,
Is he serious?
so, so
Yeah.
DJ Black to you, sir.
all
Yeah.
right,
Continue.
DJ Black. So, um, we as growing up, we have certain women in certain categories. This one
Mhm.
this one we just gonna mess with. This one we
Yeah.
may kick it with for X amount of time, and this one it has
We
potential to be
really
long
want to
term.
be with, right? Mhm.
Yeah.
So you're going to open up and show yourself more to the person that you want to be with, and then more
That's what I'm
permanently.
saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So yes, this person is gonna get only a small portion of me. This person is gonna get another
A little bit
portion of
more.
me,
Right.
but this person should get all of me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now I agree with
because
that.
Yeah.
we're
I agree with
trying
that.
to develop into something that is going to be make us one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But
and
like you say,
I wanted to go back to something that was said earlier about losing your individuality once you
Yeah.
get into a marriage. So, you should take on the form as one,
Right.
be seen as one individual, although you have your individual traits. You come in when you get married, you become one as a married couple. but you still have your individual traits of your individual identity. So that's what you
Right.
don't want to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people get that confused with, you know, you trying to make me somebody else or whatever. But
Right.
you should, with whoever you are with, whoever you're married to or tied to, your identity should not be separated, even though you do your individual, you have your individual identity.
Yeah.
That the things that, and you bring those things into your oneness, because that way you start sharing, and then that just grows you all. If you like watching snowfall and she like watching Housewives of Atlanta,
Right.
so then
Right.
you bring your individual pieces and put them together, and you learn to love those things together. So that
Right.
starts to tie more of your identity as one together.
Right. Right. Man, this is a good conversation, man. We're trying to get Luke to chime in. We try to get credit to chime
But
in,
on
and
the same
credit
note,
on here. I guess he just want to listen.
on the same note, with
So
what James
yeah,
was
go ahead.
saying, what James
Yeah.
was saying, though, I just feel like you can learn from each one. And if her trait, if her personality or her trait, as you say, I can take something off of her page to better mine. I feel like if y'all gonna be together, it should be I'm gonna be me, but on the same note, I can learn from her and vice versa to make you should be striving to be a better person. If my trait is going out with the fellas drinking every day, and hers is staying at home watching television and movies with the kids, I think that even though that's my identity, but I see her doing that, I want to slowly get to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a learning process, like he said last on the last discussion. You're learning and growing within that relationship. Keep your trait, but on the same note, keep your identity. But if what that other person brings enhance who you are, I see no problem adapting to it.
Right.
You know.
Right, man. That's I think that I agree with both totally. Now, so we're saying that it got to be some type of compromise
On
in a
both sides.
relationship, or whatever works for an individual. Because like I told you, I've met women that say, "Hey, you gotta be the man. You gotta be able to handle that. If I'm the individual you want to be with." I've met some that, hey, we're gonna come together and work together. And some look at that as you're a roommate if we're doing 50-50. If we're gonna do 50-50, there's gotta be a level of sacrifice. So but I've seen on both extremes that two individuals working together paying the bills and they love each
Jay,
other,
what
been
you feel
together for
about the
years.
roommate thing? The roommate thing he keeps saying.
They've been together for years.
Well,
I want to hear Jay's opinion on them telling him that if we doing that, we're roommates. So that means it's not gonna
It's
that's
like
gonna
we're
break the
roommates.
level
Yeah.
of respect. That's gonna break their
I
respect
can't. I
level.
can't. How can I respect you if I'm helping you? If we going 50, we splitting the bills down
I
the
don't know
line
where
in the
he
house.
meeting them at.
well,
Jay, where
well,
he meeting them at?
number
That's a D-town thing.
well,
A
number
Rose City.
one. So number one, if you meet somebody and they're saying that you have to take care of the household, then tell them to give you their shoes because they need to be in the kitchen barefoot and cooking.
Right.
Now with the house with the 50-50 roommate thing, well, baby, look, I'm making this amount, you making this amount. You want this? So let's look at our income. You're not gonna be able to get this. So you want this Mercedes? You finna have to step it down to this Honda Accord.
Then I'm
Right.
gonna nah.
Right.
What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find me somebody who
Right.
will get it. Because what man
Well,
won't do, another one will.
then
But that's where the
that's where you
conversation, like he
that's where
said,
the
that's where the
conversation. But when
conversation come in.
you go find what
Yeah.
you want because I'm not it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Because you have some people in the world, some women in the world that think
I just
like
ain't
that.
met that.
I've
I
been,
ain't met that. I ain't met
I
that though.
understand that, but that's why the
Out of
subject is
out
coming
of
up.
100 years, out of 100 years a day, I ain't never heard that.
But that's what the subject coming up about a man taking care of a household. I've seen it done. I've seen men go out in 2021, 2019, 2012, in the 2000s. I've seen men go out, take care of their families, and take care of the bill. The wife, she go and go cook it. He may set her up with a little something, some real
I
estate,
can't. For what?
something to do at the house, and he go out there and go take care of the bills. But he has something for her to do. While
But
you raising my children and I'm going out, take
For
care.
what?
I need you to raise my children. I
but
need you to take care
all right.
of the babies
So
while the children we have.
that's a sacrifice. So you're
Yeah.
sacrificing the time so your husband can go out and work 2 jobs or whatever
Right.
he has to do. So whether him working 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or whatever it is, he's coming home at 11 o'clock, and then it's time for y'all to go to bed.
Right.
So you're not
Right.
even getting that quality time with a person.
Mm-hmm.
So
And you know what,
that's
Jay?
a trade-off.
I think that's what happened with our parents growing up, with the man being in that mill 16 hours, coming home at 12 and
Yeah, taking care of
11,
12
11,
children,
12 at
13
night,
children. Yeah.
coming home that late. The quality time, you know, wasn't there. The money was there, but the quality time wasn't there.
Yeah, so you have to
Mm-hmm.
figure out what's going to make you happy. Is it
But
just
you
having the
gotta,
money,
yeah,
or you need that time?
and then you got to look at. I know that
Oh,
people that I've met that come from big families. Uh,
say
a
again.
lot of them, the commonality that I've met, especially in
Okay.
Louisiana, the commonality that I met is that when they were coming up, and mom and dad were taking care, and dad was going out to take care of the children in the family. He put his children to work. They either had a farm, they either got a lot of farm experience. Because if I'm going out to go take care of you, there's got to be some level of work as these children get old
I'm
enough.
upstairs.
You finna go milk some cows. You finna go bale some hay. A lot of our grandparents and a lot of our aunts and uncles, they know about farming. So we seen, and especially in the South, we seen a lot of agriculture, and that's how I look at it. That they were able to take care of their families. You can look at, I look at the Amish. I look at Jews. I look at all nationalities of people that I've seen that coming over to America. We can look at Godfather. The man taking care of his family. They coming over to America. They starting a business, and they putting their children in that business, take care of that business. What I've seen in black families coming up with mama and papa is that a lot of people that I've met that came from large families, they got some type of farm experience because that's how you gonna eat. You finna go bale some hay. You finna go milk a cow, slaughter some pigs in order to feed yourself. The Jacksons, Michael Jackson, as famous as they were coming up, Joe went to the steel mill. He took care of his family, but he taught his sons and his daughters how to work.
Well,
So there's a level of commonality. There's a level that you gotta employ your family with inside of that unit. If you want me to take care of this, I'm the CEO. Because we running this as a company. The man is the CEO. The woman is the president of that company. The children are employed. You giving the directives to your wife on raising these children. So if I'm gonna do this, I gotta have my wife and my children active in something that's gonna help benefit the family from what I've seen. Because it's possible for the man to take care of his household, but he got to be able to organize it and he got to have communication with his wife in that situation. But for me to just sit back, have one job, I come home, I'm doing all this and she ain't even cooked. I'm doing all this, the house ain't clean. I'm doing all this, the doors
That's what
ain't
you're gonna
done.
get today.
That's
Try jumping out
okay.
there taking care of the household. That's
Right.
80% of what you're gonna get today.
Right.
Because everybody is about themselves. It's a selfish society, and I've been preaching that. You're gonna get more of that today unless she's 45. I'm gonna say unless she's 40 plus and was raised in a household where the mother totally 90% respected the man of the house. If she not watching her mom do that, or was raised by grandma preaching and doing that, she 8 times out of 10 she's not gonna do that.
Right.
So that's why if she out there working, or you better make sure she contributing something.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what
I
you're
mean,
saying.
but don't get me wrong. I say if she's out there working, and like I say, I prefer mine not to. But in the event,
Because
you know,
a woman voice get loud in the house when she feel she not necessarily saying it, but her voice get a little loud if she have to contribute to the house and you not necessarily. Now you may have some that don't, but
oh
you
no.
got it in a way. You got
But
to have some level of sacrifice.
the
If she
woman
got to get
respects
out and
the
go work,
man. The woman respects the man. Of course, no. You have, and if they chime in, you have women who literally want to get out there specifically to help so they can get more.
mm-hmm.
It's not, oh, I gotta go out here and work. No. She's
Right.
like, hey, I want to help my man. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the men that took care of them 5 years, 6 years, 10
Right.
years, and then y'all upgrade. Say you going from a $80,000 house to a 300 or 400 some $1,000 house, and she feel like she want to help you maintain that new level of living.
See, one
Right.
thing we keep
Yeah.
saying is help my man. But when you married, you want. So you're helping yourself.
The house.
You're
Right.
helping each other.
Right.
Because
So
you
that's
want.
why
Right.
So
happy wife, happy life crap. I say no, it's happy spouse, happy house.
exactly.
I don't
Because
believe in that happy wife because I done seen a lot of
have to be happy.
happy wife, happy life, and that wife out there doing whatever she want to do while that man busting his butt, going broke, maintaining that house. What we
But
know about James?
But it ain't
Working them
necessarily.
16
That's
hours,
not
working them
necessarily that
16 hours at the
he
mill
going
and back.
we
broke
have
doing
That's what
that
some
though.
woman was
men doing
doing.
that too now.
Yeah.
It ain't
Yeah.
all on the women no more. We have some men doing that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know just barbershop talk.
Right.
Yeah.
This dude, his girl was a nurse. She busting her butt. He didn't work. He's driving her Audi Q7, dating other women in her car. She's at work. He's sleeping with the women in their guest bedroom. So come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But she stayed with him for a minute. Because that was her husband.
But wait a minute. Didn't your wife drive an Audi?
Nigga, please. I mean,
Hey, Jay, he being messy. He being messy. He
I
being
thought
messy
she
right
had,
now.
okay.
He
I
being
thought
he
that
so,
what
being
she
he
had was
being
the
messy
Audi
right
7.
now.
It might have been the Audi 3. I don't know.
But let me
it
ask
wasn't
this.
none of them.
Let me
I
ask
would
Okay.
this
never be in
on
that
to the
situation.
both of y'all. Well, let me ask this to the both of y'all. How would you feel a woman taking care of you? I don't Wayne Black, I've never known for nobody to take care of you. I've never seen that. You've always taken
Right.
care of yourself with our relationship
Yeah, I've been blessed.
since I've known you. How
I've been
and
blessed to be
Jay,
able to
how do
do
you
that.
feel?
You missed him a couple
A woman
times.
sitting home.
He was sitting at home taking care of the babies while she sent her out to work. But now,
Right.
but no,
That'll
no,
work too, because that's a new
Because
thing. They got house husbands now.
I know that.
man,
do.
hell no.
But look,
I got cousins like that, man.
But getting back on subject and being for real.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't feel good at all if my spouse, even if she made more than me, then I'm going to try to catch up to her.
Right.
Catch up and
but that's how you was raised. That's how you was raised.
I mean, I don't have an inferiority complex.
That's not in our DNA. But the 30 and under, they'll do that all day.
How in the hell you can stay home and let a woman take care of you? Your mama did that when you were a child, when you were a young boy. Your mom took care of you, but you going to a woman's house, and a lot of times you got men moving in with a woman. Mm-hmm. She talking to you any type of way. Your manhood stripped. She emasculating you because you in her house, and you think because you paying bills, you the head of the household. But this is not your house. Your name ain't on the lease. You paying the car note, but it ain't your car because the title is in her name. That's the thing that I don't understand about people today and men, young men today, is they are allowing women to take care of them when you can get off your ass and go take care of yourself. Because I don't know, none of my partners have women taking care of them. They either take care of their household and taking care of their household. Period. They were very responsible. But I feel less than a man having a woman take care of me. Even when I was working at Chase in Monroe. They and they girls' cars dropping them off to work.
Baby boy.
You feel good about that. You feel good about driving in a car.
He go back to the house and he playing
like Jay said.
PS4.
He finna go.
PS4.
He gonna play PS4.
She bought him a PS5.
Bought him a PS4 because he don't got no money.
A PS5.
She bought him a PS5.
PS5.
Yeah, and some Jordan.
But look,
grown ass man.
Here's the thing. So some women like that though because it gives them control. Right. If you have a controlling person, male or female, then they like that because they can establish control and dominance over the relationship.
Right. And 8 times out of 10, when he or she ready to mess around, they're gonna mess around.
Right.
But that person is afraid to mess around because they're afraid to lose what they have. And most of the time, if they do mess around, they're going to be messing around with somebody that's earning less or has less credentials than this person that they're messing with, in most cases. Right. Now, fellas, if y'all out there listening, if you're going to cheat up. Cheat same level of up. Don't cheat low.
Right.
But they want that type of control because they want that person to need them. And that's how they get whatever self-gratification that they need in order to stay or maintain a relationship.
Right.
Yeah, because I know women that get a thrill out of buying the gifts, out of saying I did this for him and I did that, but when they break up, that I did this and that turns into he wouldn't have this if it wasn't for that.
Right.
So that's a catch-22.
Right.
Too. So.
Right. Man, this been a great discussion tonight, fellas. We coming up on 9:00. And man, I had a great time with y'all, and I hope that Luke he chime in and
No, he couldn't get in. I know why he couldn't get in. He'll shoot me a text later on, but.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to look at.
But is he listening? Look at it. He listening. Yeah. Okay. But we gonna have him. Individual. We want more to participate. In the discussion because I'm learning. The way I was raised, the way that I saw things, and the way I looked at things. This is about having a different perspective. like I said, I grew up around men that took care of their business. And to see a man live with a woman, take care of her, that was strange to me because that's all I ever saw was responsible men. And
Right.
that's why I wanted to come with the subject, you know, should a man take care of the household and pay all the bills because that's what I saw. But they had in ingenious ways on how they took care of themselves because they made the money. They had an understanding with their wives. If their wives didn't work, they were taking care of the children. The wife paid the husband's bills. I remember Brother Edwards. Brother Edwards was a pioneer. He was like a mentor of mine in the nation. Brother Edwards was married to his wife for 50 years. He took care of the business. His wife worked, but she just had a little money to do this, that, and the third. He was able to take care of the household. And he said when she died, he didn't know how to pay bills because for 50 years she paid the bills. He gave the
Yeah,
money.
that been over with. You give her that now,
Yeah,
you finna see
yeah,
some weed down
yeah.
her ankle.
And you're handicapping yourself. That's why
Right.
both people need to participate in
Right.
sharing those household duties and paying the bills. But
Right.
I would love for some women to get on sometime because I would love a female perspective on a lot of the things that we're saying too.
Right. When what I do is
Yeah, we're gonna
start
invite
sharing the
some
link.
on the next one.
Yeah, we invite some up because I want to get females' opinions and their point of view on this subject. Because we could just talk on our side, on the masculine side, but what do a woman really think about that? Now, to add the balance, I done met some sisters, some women that, hey, we're gonna take care, we're gonna look at this and we're gonna work together 50-50. We can work together, you contribute, I contribute. It ain't about no 50-50. It's about you contributing. Because 50-50, you splitting it down the line, fine, you do this. But if I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna take care of the major bills, you take care of the cable, you take care of the little cell phone bills.
Yeah, now that's what
There's a level of compromise. That's a level of compromise.
Yeah, that's
But
more.
yeah, that's a level of compromise. So I understand. But as men, me personally, I just feel that as men, we have to be in a position because it's a hurting feeling to see a man get talked down to in public, cussed
They
out
get
by a woman in public.
they getting that
That's
now.
that make me cringe when I see a woman call a man an MF. You ain't doing this. You ain't it. You ain't
They call him
You ain't doing
they call him a B now.
stupid nigga and all this and he taking it because he don't got no other place. That makes me. I feel that in the inside as a man.
I
You
don't.
know.
I don't. Because you put yourself in that situation.
Right.
Put
Right,
yourself in
right.
that situation. That's the situation you chose to be in. So
Right.
if you want to do something about it, get out and do something about it.
Yeah.
Get a
Right.
different,
And like I preached to you,
your
Jay,
job to get you a different woman.
from the jump.
Right.
If you allow that walking in, you're gonna get that when they in there.
Yeah.
But what if it progressed to that? What if I'm speaking to this?
Mhm.
You this the agreement. Bam, boom. Okay. I met you, we met each other. Boom. Baby, I got your back. This the woman telling the man. And we see this. Jay, you see this. Black, you see this.
I know somebody who
Boom,
went through
I
that
got your
right now.
back.
Y'all, both
Boom.
of y'all know him, but go ahead.
Boom. Check this out. Boom. I got your back, baby. I got your back. Hey, you know my situation. I'm staying here. Baby, you can stay in my house. I don't got no place to go. You stay in my house. Boom. I'm gonna treat you good, blah, blah, blah. But as soon as that rock hit, that's what I'm talking about, Jay. Soon as that rock hit, because she can make it sound good by him staying in there. But soon as they hit that little rocky road is what makes me cringe. Not you see them what I'm saying?
Here it is. That's why you don't move in with nobody until you get married.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
you keep it separate until you get married. Been in
Right.
that situation before. It doesn't work for me. I do
Right.
not want to live with a woman until we are in the process. And when I say in the process of getting married, we have
6 months.
we have 6 months and or whatever time frame. And if you own your own house before I move in, do you know what we
Time to
about to
let it
do?
go. Sell it.
We about to go get our house.
Right.
Right.
Because you're not gonna tell me that your name ain't on this, you didn't buy this,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
you
Get
got
out.
all these other little demons running around in that house
Right.
Yep.
from this past stuff.
Right.
So we finna
Right.
start anew. That's
Right.
number one.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
you as that person, you have to be in a position to make those calls. You have to
Right.
be. I'm not saying you have to have $100,000 a year, but you have to at least have your credit straight. You need to have at least a job that you are working on, and so you have to set yourself up to be a part of this relationship and not just attached to this relationship.
Right. Right. Right.
And a lot of people are trying to attach themselves to a relationship rather than being part of a relationship and building on something.
Right.
If you can't build a house on one side of the street and or part of the house on one side of the street and part of the house on the other side of the street. There's
Right.
no way that that's going to work. You can't come together like that. So
And
you have to start off with the foundation.
right. And
Right.
therefore,
And
Right.
Jay,
you build up from
when you start
Right.
off with that foundation, you're not gonna be quick to tolerate the disrespect that you say. What if it turns into that? But if you don't have that foundation, of course they can talk to you anyway. Hell, a man will talk to you anyway. Your brother, your uncles, if you don't have that stability, he able to talk to
Right.
you any kind of way. So you have to
Mhm.
make yourself, like he say, a part of it, and
Right.
not trying to attach yourself to it. And
Right.
that's where that rocky ground that you speaking of, like, what if she
Right.
say she'll do this, then she flip? She flipping because you're not the foundation.
Right. Right.
But if
Right.
she know that she got just as much to lose from losing you as you have from losing her, that's a totally different situation.
Right.
But
Right.
anytime
Right.
that disrespect come in and you can't control it, or you call out on it and it keeps happening, it's just time for you to walk.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? It may hurt, but at the end, you know what I'm saying? It can't rain all the time. But
Right.
I
Right.
rather
Right.
I rather go out there and stand in the rain than be disrespected, and that's
Right.
just me.
Right.
Because I like I say,
Right.
and I preach this all the time. Every man in my family were real men, and they women, friends, and family respected them. I never seen any of them get called out their name where they hold their head down and tuck their tail between the legs. That just didn't happen
Right.
with the
Right.
men in my family. None of
Right.
them.
Right.
It's not a
Right.
weak man, not a weak bone in none of the bloodline in my family. And I'm not gonna be the one that break that mold. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
and now
Right. Right.
the women too, they have to understand what they're getting. Now, if you're saying that you're gonna just stay at home and let this man take care of you, then you're putting yourself in a vulnerable situation.
Mhm.
because he
Because
gonna throw his weight around.
if it's not the right man, if he's not a pure-hearted, real man that's
Yeah.
for you, you putting yourself in a vulnerable situation.
Right. Right.
Because
And
you number one, you're taking yourself out the workforce. And if you do not already have education, then you're sliding yourself there.
Right.
So you not only have you taken yourself out the workforce, you haven't gained any more work skills. So if this person ends up leaving you, beating you down to the point where you need to leave, then you have set yourself up for failure. So you
Right.
better know what you're getting into
when they
before you
chasing
before
the
before
when
you
they
before
chasing
you
the,
get
the
into it.
seven figure, when they 60 grand, chasing 7 figures. That comes with a price.
Well, I mean,
That's right. That's true. That it comes with a price, man, because you're looking at man. You looking at this man that's making $150,000, $200,000 a year. You making 60. You're not the only woman that want him.
even
And
the ugly man with money look good to
man,
somebody.
got options. He got options. So what do you bring to the table
And you
for
can
that
get
man to stay with you?
and you can
That
get
he's making that type of money. It's so much. He has what they say the pick of the litter, that he can choose what he want. What do you bring to the table in this
Yeah.
situation when you
And
got a man? You want that man, but it's a like you said, it's a price that comes with that
they
man.
look at hair, body, and sex.
I was going to say, and just
Right.
and women
And you can
think just
find that
because
now on any point.
and women think just because theirs get wet, hey, somebody's out there gets wetter. You know what I'm
Right.
talking about.
Right. That's right.
So don't
That's right,
always
man.
think yours the best, and men don't always have to have the best sex.
Right.
Because if a female is giving you decent sex and building up your self-esteem, your ego,
Right.
then 9 times out of 10, they're gonna go for that. They
Right.
might keep you, but you gonna miss out on that too. And I think you
Right.
might benefit from online dating.
Yeah.
I think you might
That's
benefit
great.
from online dating because
Yeah.
what you're looking for, people put
But
down online.
we know somebody who crumbled from online dating.
Yeah.
But you have
Walk
people that,
down the aisle and all that. And she was crazy as my mom used to say, as a Betsy bug.
but
So
you can
I don't
meet
know.
that at Walmart. You
But
can meet that
I
anywhere.
suggest that instead of the online. I don't know.
I mean, either way, you have to vet them.
Vet
That's what
people.
people
You got to
think.
vet
You
people.
have to vet them
Yeah.
either
Mhm.
way, and don't
I'm
just
just
take.
glad.
Yeah, just
I'm
don't
just
take
glad
no
I didn't
phone
have to
calls.
do
You
that.
need to get some video calls so you can know what you're looking at,
Right.
and then when
Yeah,
y'all
because
meet up,
catfish is out there. Catfish is out there.
Man. Yeah.
They out there.
Mhm.
So
so
yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta reach
but
out there.
yeah, but there are a lot of
Jump
women
out there.
that are doing online dating that are actually looking for a relationship, and the way that
Yeah.
society is set up right now, with COVID happened and all that good
Okay,
stuff.
that's a normal way to do it now.
That's a
Right.
normal way to do it.
They're doing
But
these
I'm just glad I
Zooms
didn't
and
have to
meeting each
do it
other.
like that. Right.
Yeah, they're doing these Zooms.
I mean,
Man,
you have
look,
to take a
this
chance, you know.
yeah, this was a good discussion tonight, fellas. We're gonna put a pin in it. We're gonna table it, and we're gonna come back next week on the topic. We've dealt with a man. Should a man pay everything? Should it be 50-50? We even touched the subject of if the chips down, if the man is sick, you know, should the woman chip in? Should she help a man? Because some look at it, hey, you gotta click on all cylinders at all times. That's just not necessary. That's not reality of life.
Realistic.
Sometimes you may go get down, you may get sick. Then what you gonna do? If you get sick, if you love this man, you gonna go out and go take care of your business to
She
help,
gonna get a good
help
life
keeping
insurance
the family.
policy.
Right. And get that that $1,000,000. She gonna write something up on you.
People
And
like,
we gonna have
bro,
another lifetime story because she
Right.
done put some cyanide. She done put some cyanide and some engine coolant some engine coolant in your food and got you. But just the reality, man, is it's good to have the discussion to know everyone's points of view. Now we're gonna have to start having women, and I'm gonna give a call out, and we give a call out and invite some women on the platform to get their point of view. And with this ain't about no men versus the women. We just want to have their opinion.
Just
and
get
say,
some
hey,
dialogue.
and just get some dialogue going, and because black men and black women, man, we struggle in relationships, with one another. I think we're 40% in marriage. We leading in divorce.
Yeah,
But
my cousin about to get married, and
yeah,
I'm a DJ her thing and her wedding in Tampa,
yeah,
and I was
hmm
texting her today, and I was telling her, we were talking about relationships, and she was like congratulating me that I'm still in mine, because she like, man, because
yeah,
we quick to mess it up, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Our race, you know what I'm saying? We messes them
right,
up,
yeah,
and
yeah,
she was congratulating me, but yeah, we struggle in keeping
yeah,
and maintaining a relationship.
yeah, yeah, man. And next week we're gonna go deeper into this discussion. We're gonna get the subject together, because a lot of times me and Black, we is these subjects come out of what we talk about, because we talk every day, but we really want to focus on and get the dialogue with the women, and getting their point of view, because I want to know, what women think,
How they feel
and
about it, right?
how they feel about it. So I'm gonna go on Facebook. I'm gonna put the appeal out there. I'm gonna put the link out there, and you ain't gonna be calling us niggas, and y'all ain't this, y'all ain't, because we ain't gonna do it to you. It's gonna be a level of respect, and we just asking your respect, for respect, and we're gonna give you respect. If not, we just gonna, kick you off the Zoom, and keep it fresh.
We'll put some
So with
spec
that,
on it.
fellas, put some respect on my name.
So I
But
guess with
with
that,
that, fellas,
are we done? Are we
that
done?
are we done? Are we finished? Man, we
Right.
done
We
and
finished, are we
finished.
done?
Done and finished. Jay, I appreciate you, man, for coming on to give me your input, man. And we're gonna be calling on you on the regular. So when you're available, we're gonna always
Yeah,
hit
but
you up. So just get set for it. We're gonna always hit
I'm
you up,
with it.
because we want your input, and just to put some dialogue out there, and we'll move on other subjects.
oh yeah,
What's really
it's
going on in
tons
the
of them
world?
out there, because I get
Yeah,
so many inboxes that
yeah,
people telling me to talk about. So I'll just be sharing them
yeah,
with you guys, and we'll narrow them down. And then
yeah.
Monday we'll come with the topic and run with it on Wednesday.
You
So
you know what I think though? If you come with a topic and say such and such man want to know such and such and such, and just read the question out online live, and then we'll go from there. We could do that as
okay,
well.
we can do
You
that,
know what
because
I'm
like I
saying?
said,
We
I
can
got
we can
tons of
and read the question and
them.
say, hey, we get our input and whatever y'all got, man, because I only can think so much. So it take all of us to participate and say, hey, Jay, let's do it this way, and do it that way. We get something going, because I
Yeah, we'll
really
do that.
I enjoy doing it.
We'll have
I
people
like
to
doing
submit
this, man.
you, Jay, and
Yeah,
myself questions. And if y'all see quotes on Facebook that's interesting that needs to be addressed,
yeah,
or any
yeah.
social media platform, inbox it, and we can go from there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And that's a wrap, folks. And
Speak
we
on it.
spoke on it, and we speak on it. So speak on it, man. We'll holler at you. Peace.